Gababes, welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion, I'm Alexis P. Bevels.
I'm Dobby Gababes. Season 14.
Now, Auntie Chan is being a good daughter. She is visiting family right now.
She is, yes. And she was like, I'm going to have to be out of town. We were like, visiting your family. You are a good person. We would never do that.
Yes.
So we miss you very much.
We miss her.
She's not going to watch this. Why am I saying this?
She might watch it.
Do you watch our show?
I have before.
Yeah.
I watch it if I think I've said something bad in it.
Oh, I watch it a couple different times when you say something bad. Mainly just to like see it again and relive the moment, but also to report to the local authorities. They ask for proof.
Wait, do you remember the last time it was just the two of us though?
Just the two of us.
We can sit
on these stools.
We
We went in very two different directions. No.
It was the design challenge for season 13. It was the bad ball.
And look at us now.
And for Down Under, it was the design challenge again.
Yeah, well, the design challenge, they couldn't have a ball because RuPaul was like, I need to get back to my cock. This episode of Drag Race Down Under was long. It was a little confusing.
No, wait a minute. We're just jumping right in. Now,
No. It was long, it was upsetting, it was confusing. So we have decided that this episode, of course we're going to review the episode because there are so many of you who have put your foot down and said, no, I'm not watching this show anymore, which I think is kind of funny. So we have to tell you about it because you still want to know what happened.
Yeah. That way you don't miss anything.
No, of course. But we're gonna share some facts, some fun facts along the way because sometimes we're going to take ourselves out of it because we like to share facts about Australia, about New Zealand. I literally, like I told you this morning at like 11 a.m. and you responded immediately.
Okay, see, there's the problem because I have two wake-ups. I have one at 9 when my alarm goes off, and then another one at 1 o'clock when I actually get out of bed. And anything in between those, I don't remember. So honestly, that's kind of on you.
Okay, well, okay, fine. Team player, I am. So make it up. So Alexis is going to start. She has the first fact. Is this one about Australia or New Zealand or both?
This one is about New Zealand.
Okay.
I've been told that I talk like a New Zealander.
Yeah.
Not an Australian.
Sure.
So I know many facts about New Zealand.
Facts. Yeah.
And the number one fact, actually not a lot of people know this, is that Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit scenes, filmed in New Zealand. Right there. And you can go...
let me
the
stop
Hobbit
you. Thank you
hotels, you can go there.
Thank you for saying that, but I do think a lot of people know that. You said not many people do.
Well, the term many is relative. You know what I mean?
I don't.
It's like your boyfriend. It's all relatives. Sorry.
I told you that in confidence.
You know what? I gotta be honest. It's very hot and humid in Chicago right now.
It is.
And
it's not
everywhere
even close
is
to what
hot.
we're going to feel coming this summer, though. You say very hot and humid. This is mild. Just you wait,
yeah,
Henry
it's
Higgins.
like 70 degrees.
Yeah.
As I might have mentioned before, I had a gig last night. It went very well.
Yeah, you
but I had a
mentioned
lot
it
of
multiple times.
old fashions, so I'm a little
Worse for wear.
Worse for wear, but you know what? Claire of the dog.
I do appreciate, don't mention my ex-wife. I do appreciate, though, that you brought wine with you. You were like, I don't feel good. And then you brought 2 bottles of wine.
Remember when we had a wine fund? Now we donate a lot of our money.
Oh, now we have like a People Are Good fund. I just didn't expect people to want to care about other people that much. Thank you. Let's get on this episode. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to talk about
No,
this
I have.
TV
No,
show,
I
but
took notes.
We should absolutely.
I have my notes right here.
What is that? Is this your revenge?
It's my phone
because
case.
Shan's not here, so now you're ready to...
No, you know why I got this?
Why?
Because of this past episode. I want them to cut it out.
Okay?
Okay?
That's really wobbly.
I want the producers and or the judges, the producers and / or the judges to cut it out because they are butchering this season with these decisions. Do you agree?
Yes.
And I do all my, I take my notes. I take my notes while I'm slicing all my beef.
Yeah.
So I do like notes and then
beef and then notes.
yeah. We start off this episode.
Coco Jumbo died.
Oh my gosh.
On the runway.
She left. Electra is confused about what the judges want. She says, I'm still here. I keep winning all these lip syncs, but they don't like me. And because this was fresh off the dance challenge, where she took a different approach, which I don't know. Maybe just because I'm horny for her. I was kind of on board of like, yes, they can all do certain things. I've got to show off what I can do because it's my one chance. But it ended up looking like she was in the front and they were all backup dancers.
Yeah, I mean, even after getting that note, I don't know that I necessarily signed on board. Now, do not go back and watch last week's episode because I'm sure I said the exact opposite.
Please don't ever go back and watch.
Ooh, okay. Whenever we get those email notifications that like someone left a new YouTube comment and it's an old video, listen. I appreciate it. Like, thank you for your enthusiasm.
It does help with the engagement, right?
Engagement algorithm.
Yeah.
And, Steve Jobs and rest in peace. But someone will comment, like, just the most passionate thing about Drag Race Season 11, Episode 6. And they'll say, what Darby said was wrong, and here's why. No one's ever going to read that. And even though I try because I appreciate your engagement, it's too late. Because everyone that's on that show has moved on to bigger and better things. Or Mimi I'm First. Like, they take different paths.
I loved when she was on Season 11.
Oh, gosh, she was so funny.
She was so funny. Etc. and Scarlett are being kind of mean to Electra.
Oh.
Because they said about, like,
yeah,
you can put glitter on a piece of shit. Or glitter on a turd, but it's still a piece of shit.
Now that's clever. But we have gotten notes. People are like, you can go harder on these girls because people in Down Under, we go hard. So
okay, all right.
I did have that in mind. As they were doing it. Now, do I think it's like fair for two extremely good drag queens who provide very elegant looks to go after
polished and
bad
well
looking
makeup?
drag? Yeah, that's not great. But loved watching it. Think about it. You're in a competition.
Okay.
Let's say it's called Camp on a Cuckoo. And there's another person who's just not good at drag. They do fine in some of the challenges, but the runways just aren't there. And they're saying out loud, what am I doing wrong? I get the impulse to be like, okay, it's episode 4. Holy shit. Like, how would you feel? Wouldn't you want to make them climb a tree and then push them out of the tree? And then while they're kind of like recovering or while you're speaking at their funeral, you could say like, it's because you suck at drag.
I wouldn't probably go about it that way.
You wouldn't kill them?
No.
Oh.
I'd probably say like, okay, well, here are the notes you're getting. What can you do to filter those through? What? Because you're nice. You can't. You've brought what you've brought. Outside of making something from materials they provide from the Mood Fabrics wall or whatever they do there.
Yeah, of course. Make it work.
Everything's backwards, so it's Doom Fabrics wall. You can't really do much. I don't know. Her makeup's not there, but it will be someday.
Will it? I do think, too, though, that, like, she did just send home Coco Jumbo, who is fantastic and beautiful.
Fantastic
at
and
makeup.
Stunning.
So I can see the frustration where she's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I just sent home Coco Jumbo. So I get where you're like, you really can't see it.
Well, and there's also, like, producers asking them to make these statements and whatever. What I really loved...
What? It's reality. Oh, I see what you mean. It was the environment, and that was a koala. That wasn't a producer.
Yeah, it was a koala with syphilis or whatever.
Chlamydia.
So the next day, Electra Shock comes back in, and it's like their next day vibe, and I love it. She's spinning her bottom 2 placement. She said, the problem was, I was too good. I gotta say, we've talked about it before. We love a queen with a little bit of delusion.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
We love a queen with a little bit of delusion, and
confidence.
What is she gonna do? She's gonna say...
Confidence that has not been earned. That's what that is.
I wish I had it.
Girl, me too! They don't make great drag queens, but they seem happy.
And they make you think they're good drag queens sometimes in real life. Whatever. I don't know.
Don't tell on yourself. I do think that it's...
She said, I was in the bottom for being too good. You know what? I love it. Dig your heels... Well, I don't like when people dig their heels in, but I love it.
I think,
Turn
okay,
it
can
into
I be
lemonade.
honest? Let's all... I'm fine with your statements being a misrepresentation of how you would actually feel if you weren't horny. So let's just put that out there, that like everything you say about Electra is horny.
I thought it was funny.
You said she put
Because what's she
spin
going to
on-
do at this point? Everyone else is saying, yeah, you're shit. You were in the bottom two because you're a piece of shit and you don't deserve to be here. What's she going to do? Just stand there and take
Was
it?
everyone saying that?
I mean,
I
was in it
understand.
looking at a circle of girls and...
A circle of girls
In New Zealand and down under.
who are mean to me.
But think about it.
They give me despair and no hope.
Okay, now they're going to come for you. For the
right,
copyright.
rights thing, yeah.
People are saying it openly to your face, and all the rest of them there aren't jumping up to defend or say, guys, we're being too mean.
Would you?
I would say that. I would say, okay, guys, you're being too mean.
If I see two pretty girls going after somebody, I wouldn't get in the middle, because then you know what's going to happen. They're going to turn to me, and they'll be like, why does your nose look like that?
That's why you're you, and that's why I'm me.
What are you trying to say?
I got really scared.
You deserve it. Ow, that hurts.
Sorry.
I'm being fashion. Because you know people wear rings up at the top of their fingers, like they won't fall off. I saw that on fashion.
I like thinking of this as the top of my finger.
It's close to the top if you round up.
Enter the pit crew.
Yes, hot.
They are all hot, and they bring in a hot box of garbage. Inside that hot box of garbage, who is it?
Art Simone.
Art Simone,
Okay.
Bick with a vengeance.
What did you think? Explain it further. I'm sorry.
Well, you know how you were just talking about a confidence that's not earned is delusion?
Mm-hmm.
Bringing someone back one episode later...
For no reason?
Without it didn't feel earned. I mean, of course it was earned. We were all pissed when she left because it didn't make sense. But this also doesn't make sense.
Okay. Drag Race UK at least attempted to cover their, oh fuck, we sent home a front runner. We need them to be a part of this series, so we have the name attached with Joe Black. They attempted to do some sort of voting because they knew people would vote to have Joe come back.
Yes.
They weren't going to have any sort of competition because they didn't know how she would do, but they at least pretended to have a competition, right? So there seemed to be a reason. They bring back Art Simone. Honestly, I just wanted Rue to say, we fucked up. Like, I just wanted Rue to say something along the lines of, like, we realized that note that we gave you was not worthy of, like, sending you home, or even if it was bullshit. It's just, she popped up, and Rue said she's back, and that was it.
Yeah.
And did you see Coco's tweet about it?
No.
Coco said, I'm so happy they gave the white girl another chance. Because that's another thing.
Another layer.
Another layer.
3 people went home, and you brought back the white one, which is another layer of what's going on with these decisions.
Am I excited to see more from Art Simone? Of course. She was like the front runner for me when it started.
Yeah.
I wanted to see everything she did.
Yeah.
But in this circumstance, it just seems unearned. Like,
Yeah.
as a TV viewer, the story doesn't make sense.
Now-
And if the story doesn't make sense, I stop watching. Did I finish Lois and Clark? No. You know why? It got canceled.
You just unlocked a memory.
Okay.
One time, I had a little portable TV. It was the size, honestly, it was the size of this.
Okay.
And after church, we would go to Chili's, we would go to Zio's,
Of course, I've
we'd
been
go
to
to
church and
Applebee's.
Chili's. Yeah.
I remember, watching it in the car, and the only channel and show I could get with, the antennas in the car was Lois and Clark. Adventures of Lois and Clark, Superman. With Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher and...
He's a Republican.
I know, wait, what's his name? Hang on.
Graham Norton.
And Graham Norton. Isn't he he's a Republican, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he? Are we sure?
Yes, but he was in a...
Gay movie.
Yes. Love, Lost, Valor.
I thought you were going... I still have that part of my skull that didn't fill in, when you were a baby. I thought you were trying to push at my brain.
I want to return the favor to you of getting a strand out of your eyelash.
That was dark.
Oh my
I think
God.
that's why Chan's in the middles, because it makes you feel safe.
You know what? it's been a minute since just the two of us have hung out.
Wait, there's a reason.
Will you look at me?
We just went through so much.
Please, can I please?
No!
Please, give me your hands. I just went like 10 seconds. Sorry. Okay, I just want like 10 seconds of uninterrupted eye contact.
Are you serious?
Yeah, don't bring us closer. Wait.
I can't see your eyes. You have very small eyes.
I do.
The art thing.
Yeah.
Of course we want to see more from her.
Yeah, and
but
it's not her fault that she got brought back.
No.
I'm happy because she
do not
deserves
send her hate. Not
she
at all.
deserves to be there. And it seems like she's taken this a little bit hard.
Enjoy the drag that is on your TV screen. Enjoy the excellence that is her.
Yeah. And
Do we wish it were a different scenario? Yes.
well, obviously.
Anyway.
Well, we just wish those other girls got an opportunity too. It didn't seem like there was any kind of comment.
There-
Whatever.
yeah.
Whatever.
And we know,
But-
producers, we know there wouldn't have been an opportunity for them because with the Joe Black thing, they brought back all three knowing that they would vote to bring back Joe Black. And that's why I think they didn't do anything like that because I don't know that they could count on the girls to all vote for Art Simone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're probably like, good, our biggest competition's gone.
It took you a minute. You
I'm having
okay?
a hard time. I had Qdoba earlier and it's sitting.
I love Qdoba.
I know, me too.
So I live next door to a Chipotle, so of course I eat there every day.
Right.
But if I had a choice between Qdoba and Chipotle, Qdoba.
Have you ever had Burrito Beach?
No.
That's good for every once in a couple every years.
What is that?
It's burritos, but they got shrimp. You
Burrito
hate
Beach. No,
shrimp.
burrito. I do not like shrimp, but Burrito Beach, that's not an appetizing picture to look at, right? It's like, do you want diarrhea in sand?
I'm gonna change my drag name to Diarrhea and Sand. RuPaul tells everyone, art's back, there's nothing you can do about it. And let's do a design challenge. All this trash that Art just crawled out of, you're gonna pick and make something out of.
I love this challenge. The unconventional
really
material
fun.
challenge is always super duper fun.
Yeah.
Are any of the looks ever like amazing? Usually not. We did have a couple in this one that I was a little blown away
Who
by.
was the queen that did that amazing, I'll think of her name later. She did like the wallpaper gown. It was a couple seasons ago in US. Yes.
Wait.
Yes. Okay, we'll think of it later.
Sparks?
Lanisha Sparks. Oh, I know how to sew. I don't know how to sew. Maxie Shield is like, I didn't know how to sew, but I got on Drag Race and I took some fucking lessons, you idiots, because I don't want to look like a dumbass.
Best believe if I ever got cast on that show, the first thing I'd do is call Alexis and I'd be like, hey,
Wait,
teach me what...
call me.
Oh, okay. I needed it to be fuzzy because you're always funny and I wanted to be fashion. Okay.
Oh.
Ring, 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 ring.
Oh. Hello?
Alexis, I can't tell you what I'm doing, but you remember when you went on Camp Wanakiki and you couldn't tell anybody?
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing, but people are going to watch the thing that I'm doing. Can you teach me how you do with fabric and stuff?
Come on it.
I need to know how to sew.
Okay.
I'll be right over. Bye.
Bye.
God, fucking, I hate
Who was
Alexis.
that?
I don't know why the fuck I even do that.
I don't have that number saved. It's time for a new Rue walkabout. We haven't had one of these, I feel like, in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Karen from Finance has an unused Snatch Game character that she wants to make some use out of.
Yes.
So what she does is she says, yeah, I'm gonna make an outfit, but I'm gonna add another layer. And then we are introduced to my new favorite name,
Mm-hmm.
Chappelle Colby. Chappelle Corby.
It's your favorite name.
It's my absolute favorite name. Who we do learn about. She swam across something with drugs.
She jumped over the dam.
Yeah.
Not super well known outside of Australia.
Which I don't care about. I love learning
No,
about new.
of course.
And I loved learning about her.
Absolutely. But I do feel when you give, because RuPaul will pretend to know anybody, right? You've seen Drag Race UK. Of course, you know old Spit Spot, and she'll be like, he spits and spots. If you say, hey, Rue, here's my reference, and Rue's response is, no, I don't know who that is, that's a bad sign. If she won't even play along, and then you explain it, and her response is, move on.
I think Rue's tired. Kita made Rue laugh about her teeth, about having too much, and she did the thing. Anytime Rue says, how's your head, you are always supposed to say,
haven't had any complaints.
And then Kita said, actually, I have had complaints with these teeth, honey.
True, that was funny. Have you ever had complaints?
So Electroshock has this idea. She was asked to do glamour. She was put in the bottom two the last 2 times.
Yes.
And they said, okay, we know that you do funny, but can you do glamour? Like, keep it simple. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. And
cool whip.
She comes in with her design challenge saying, I want to do this bit, this crocodile hunter. And Rue's like, can't you just be pretty? So she's kind of thrown for a loop. The one thing that... No, please.
You go. No, please.
I was just going to move on from that moment, so say what you're going to say. No!
She ended up simplifying it and...
pulling off a very
very impressive...
thing to do in such a short amount of time.
In such a short amount of time.
She really tied it all together.
She really tied it all together. And then she slid a khaki.
So here's the one thing that I noticed during all this, getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett, who I think was being like, I think it crossed a line into being too mean. Scarlett came around asking Elektra if she could borrow something. And it's like, no, you be a bitch and be a monster and be a villain. You can't be both. You can't ask for favors.
But that shows how little she thinks of Elektra's feelings.
True, or maybe we as Americans are being too sensitive about it. But it did seem like, no. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You can have my panties.
Oh, Maxie Shield said something that I've never heard of. She said, fair suck of the salve.
What is it? Say it again.
Fair suck of the salve. Synonym for fair suck of the sauce bottle.
Why?
But what does it mean? Let's click fair suck of the sauce bottle. An elaboration of fair go, used in protest to implore or demand that someone act with more fairness or reason. Sauce bottle appears to refer to a bottle of cheap beer or another alcoholic beverage.
Used in protest to implore that someone act with more fairness or reason.
So like Scarlett, you're being unfair by being a bitch and then asking for a favor.
You need to, your sauce bottle, fair.
Fair suck of the salve?
Fair suck your bottle.
We learned that Anita Wiglet was in the Navy and plays the trumpet.
In the Navy. I wouldn't expect her to be anything other than a trumpet player for the Navy. Like how, of course, it's Anita Wiglet playing the trumpet in the Navy. All right, Navarinos, what are they called?
Seamen.
Sailors. All right, Seamans. You just want to say seamen.
Yeah.
We need you out on the battlefield. Get your weapons. And then she runs out with the trumpet. And she's there like, thanks, fat. Before we move on to the next day, we are going to take a Down Under trivia break because I think it's important that we learn about what we're talking
the land
about.
Down Under.
Because we've never done that before.
Are my boobs too high?
Oh, talk about your dress. I love your dress.
Thanks. It's another Christopher John Rogers for Target. And I feel like my favorite Starburst wrappers.
All right. Did you know the Australian Alps gets more snow than the Swiss Alps? I didn't know they got snow in Australia. I have to be honest with you.
That is amazing.
Isn't
I
that
did not know
interesting?
that.
That's interesting.
You done scalped me with that fact.
Did you know Tasmania, which is where
Devils.
the Tasmanian devil comes from, Looney Tunes, has the cleanest air in the world?
I would love to know what truly clean air smells like.
And you
remember
never
Zac
will.
Efron show when they drank
Air.
mineral water? Like actual water is not supposed to be like filtered.
Is that why his
Do you
face
remember
looks like
Zac
that
Efron?
now?
Yeah.
This actually pertains to what we're doing right now. Australia has over 60 separate wine regions. I now am destined to go to Australia.
Maybe they'll give you a punch card. And when you get 60
I'd rather not
punches,
be
you
punched.
get to
Fuck a kangaroo.
die.
Worth it.
No!
Okay.
Kangaroos give each other chlamydia all the time.
No, that's koalas, you idiot. So
okay.
we go to, oh my
It is
gosh.
the next day. Wait,
Y'all, we go to the next day.
Art kind of starts to talk about expectations out of drag, you know, when people come up to him and he's not in drag and they'll say, why aren't you in drag or whatever. Yeah. And we have kind of a touching moment with etc. talking about, she doesn't really have a word for what she feels like. So she kind of settles on non-binary and it's like she goes out more femme presenting and...
Okay, this is a very cis privileged place to be. So I'm just going to give my opinion based on where I am, but
It better be a homosexual opinion.
Yeah, it is pretty gay. I got a lot from what etc. said. The way that they explained how they feel, what non-binary means to them, how they came to that understanding of themselves. Like, I thought it was just, if someone were to ask me what non-binary means, like, can you, I don't understand it. Can you explain it to me? I think showing them that excerpt from etc. would be very beneficial.
Yeah.
I thought it was something that my cis brain needed to kind of click into place.
That's a positive thing about getting to be on a platform like this, is being able to share your story, because representation, say with me, matters. And a lot of people still where we are in our country, and I'm assuming in Australia, could benefit from having...
And New Zealand.
Australia and New Zealand, down under, could benefit from hearing that. I'm really sorry about that. Sorry.
That's okay. They don't expect a lot from us. As far as the other people, the cisgendered people, like Art Simone, when they said, does that ever happen to you, where someone's upset that you're not in drag? That has literally never happened to me. Has that happened to you?
No, but Art Simone, even before...
is so famous.
Was so famous and would travel. No, I would never say that. Our special guest is Els Carrad, an actor who's extremely hot.
So hot.
So hot. It was nice to see a guest judge in the studio for the first time this season.
Oh yeah, that's true. And they took down the dividees because, you know, New Zealand New Zealand was incredible at keeping COVID under control. Because you know why? A woman was in charge.
I don't feel comfortable with that assessment. I think it was because behind every strong woman
is RuPaul. It was exciting to see our first guest that is not having to be hidden behind a Zoom call. And it is a trans actor who was talking about his movie, playing a trans character.
Yeah,
I'm just so glad it wasn't Scarlett Johansson. I'm sorry. So RuPaul walks out. She has just rolled out of Subway. They said, ma'am, do you want the sandwich? And she said, no, I'm just going to take the wrappers.
Oh my God.
Which I appreciated because it's one of my favorite things she's ever worn.
It was definitely different. I've been thinking it for pretty much since the show started. She's always wearing the same exact silhouette and telling these girls they need to change up their silhouette. This was completely different for her.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And I loved the color scheme. I love a Subway. I love when you go into a Subway and it smells exactly the same. I love that. I take comfort in that.
Do they have Subway in New Zealand, do you think?
I hope so. Y'all need to know. It does give me a stomach ache. I'm sorry. I do want to jump back real quick because you were mentioning earlier that Keita made RuPaul laugh. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I was thinking about when I watched the episode. I got a text and it made a noise. I have a Rick and Morty text thing. It's fine. I pretended to be a virgin for a while. As much as I joke about this show, and I hope you all know it's tongue-in-cheek. Whose cheek? I'm not sure. But to make RuPaul laugh would be
a dream.
A dream.
Yeah, now that you say that.
To make RuPaul Charles laugh. If I ever got on that show, I wouldn't care where I get sent home. If I could hear RuPaul laugh at something I said, that would be...
You know, that's how I feel when I make you laugh. Actually, the truth is, you don't ever laugh at me. You just go, Alexis!
Yeah.
And that's worth it to me.
I like to react to your jokes in all caps.
And I love that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at me. Don't ever change. I forgot to give my P for the day.
Okay.
My P stands for poetry. I got to host an online Zoom poetry slam for a queer slam.
You hosted a poetry slam?
It was amazing, Darby.
But have you ever slammed?
Yeah, I had to read a piece. You know what I did? I just read one of our text exchanges.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, but the only thing that you said was, I told the story that I told on here about the guy that snorted at me and yelled, "I know what you are," at me on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
And I just read, like, I lied and I made it longer than it was.
Yes, of course.
And then I read, and my friend's response to me was, "Marry him." Because that's what you said.
So fucking funny. We're going to look at the queens now, but in alphabetical order, because that is what fandom does. And we thank fandom very much for working hard so that we don't have to.
Thank you. First up is A for Anita Wiglet. She had something else entirely, and she had to change it last minute. And she ended up doing this, like, burnt pages. Okay, all told, I know we've seen it before. I know people have used books, but how many unconventional materials? Like, there's only so many.
There are books, there are flip-flops,
but
and there are trash bags.
She told a story, and I thought she looked great.
I agree. I loved the way she colored the pages. I love that she...
The tape, the VHS tape. Y'all don't maybe know what VHS is. We had to do VHSs before DVD. You know what I learned recently? DVDs were made for porn. Porn invented DVDs, and then everyone else was like, "Oh, we're gonna do that too." I learned that.
That was one of my favorite things to give away at Bar Redacted, because we used to throw a lot of things out, but one of my favorite things to do was to throw out the porn DVDs, because, like, who needs a DVD to watch porn, right?
Well, not in 2020.
It was always the older gay men who were like, "Oh yeah, no, I'll take that."
Yeah.
And so I was just chunking DVDs at men
Frisbee
over
style.
50. It was funny.
You know why I learned that? On Sloppy Seconds, the podcast starring Meatball and Big Dipper. Everyone go listen to Sloppy Seconds. Oh, let's talk about our returned Art Simone. Art Simone.
Gorge.
This was cool. Marie Antoinette with the... I loved that she colored the headpiece.
When they brought in the trash, I did see that dollhouse, and I was like, I wonder what someone's going to do with that dollhouse. And then she made it a headpiece. I mean, obviously, this is a classic Art Simone, beautiful, gorgeous look that makes you want to
Cage.
quit drag.
I love a pannier. P for pannier.
Yeah, loved.
I wonder if while she was in there, she was looking around, knowing what was coming, being like, "Okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that." You know what I mean?
Oh, in the trash?
When she was in the trash.
I'm sure she was just in
like
the trash
pulling
going,
some things to the bottom.
why am I here?
Have you ever gotten in one of those big dumpsters?
No. I'm not a raccoon.
Up next was Electra Shock, and we were Electra shocked. She changed up her whole thing too. She did a gorgeous tie gown. She gave them glamour. I love the hair.
I thought the hair was good. Her eyebrows were really good. She softened her eye makeup.
And this is really, I mean, that's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
In a very small amount of time.
And even if it wasn't a lot of work to do, because I don't know, I've never tried to make a tie dress, it looks like it's a lot of work to do. Overall, I was very pleased with this. Well done.
She not only looked good, she took a note. And they love when you take notes.
Yeah. Gotta take your pen out and you say, you gotta cite your sources.
Okay, up next alphabetically was etc., etc. And I gotta be honest.
Loved.
I loved it too.
It was my winner.
And I got immediately what she was going for, that kind of Arte, Art Deco, 20s girl, beautiful, stunning. And the fact that she made this, I mean, yeah, the skirt is a little simple looking, but I got it.
But that is what you would see in that image. I think she was very true. Here's my issue, and we have this issue a lot. This is not new.
No.
When the reference is lost on Michelle Visage, we are all supposed to be lost. And I was not lost.
I thought the makeup was stunning, and I thought the hair was
chest
gorgeous.
Was stunning. Like the shiny. I was into it. I thought it. For me.
Are you making fun of me?
No, that's a sloppy seconds thing. That's what Meatball and Dipper do all the time.
Oh, okay.
For me, that was my winner.
It did not compute.
Can I say this though?
I wish you would.
I think that they saw Scarlett and decided she was going to be tops, and Elektra, since Elektra is going to be safe for the first time ever, I think they needed one of the people bullying Elektra to be in the bottom.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like, okay, I get that it's a TV show. I get that we're supposed to kind of just
hide
take
it a little.
something. Yeah, like what are you doing? I think it's weird choices being made by whoever's making these choices.
Yes, stop it.
Okay. Speaking of weird choices, let's talk about Karen from Finance as...
This is going really well.
Wait. Karen from Finance as Chappelle Corby. Now, I did think the backpack was cool. The boogie board backpack.
Did you think that was cool? She put a boogie board on her back.
But she made it look, it looks like a cartoon, like, backpack thing. I mean, it's cute. The outfit itself is very simple.
Can I say, I have never related more, though, to someone on Drag Race when she was like, not only is, like, not, like, putting an outfit together, but creating a concept, developing the outfit. That is one thing that I find really difficult to do. Like, this outfit, well, I mean, at least
You
the
look
top
very
and the bottom.
cute, by the way.
Thank you.
You look so gorgeous.
It's a set. Without it being a set, I would have no idea. Like, because I saw the jacket first. I was like, I love this jacket. And then I kept scrolling and I saw the skirt.
Well, it doesn't help that you have me who makes stuff, but I don't really ever make stuff for you.
You don't.
And it's because I have motivation problems.
Yeah.
She was trying to tell a story.
It was bad.
It was bad, but can I say, I liked the hair.
I loved the hair.
It wasn't big, but I liked it.
I loved the hair. Have you ever heard that song, My Hair?
By Lady Gaga?
No. It's by Kooman and Diamond.
By who and Diamond?
Kooman. K-O-O. No. M-A-N. They write a bunch of, like, Broadway songs that never make it to Broadway. They're like that. You know what I mean?
Like Scott Allen or whatever.
Yes. Yes, exactly. They wrote this musical about a, like, 10-year-old girl with cancer. And there's this song called My Hair. And it's from the perspective of the little girl with cancer, talking about she's going to grow her hair out and she's going to have all these different styles. It's brilliant. There's a recording on YouTube by Natalie Weiss. You know, I have a checkered past with Natalie Weiss. Natalie Weiss, go watch it. The volume is very low, extremely low, in a ridiculous way low. So you will have to up your volume and then immediately turn it down when it's over. But oh my God, it's the best song. You should do it.
Wait, I want to hear you sing it.
I don't have cancer.
Ketamine was the belle of the balls with this.
It wasn't
look.
my favorite look,
But it was
a. I thought it was fine.
It's a what is that word? The
trash to treasure, upcycled, recycled.
Yeah, and something items.
Items.
Unconventional materials. Is it unconventional materials look? I mean,
based on all of the rest of the looks, I think Kita's look is fine, but I absolutely would have put it in the bottom over etc. And honestly, probably over Anita too.
Yeah. Next up, alphabetically, is Maxi Shields, and I gotta say, blew it out of the water. Yeah. This is so cool. And during the Rue walkabout, Rue was like, "You're using that fabric. It doesn't stretch, mama."
And she was like, "I prefer not to work with stretch fabrics." And then when she got on the runway and her talking head, she was like, "Oof, but it does not stretch." I was like, yeah, we were there for that.
She looks so good.
Stunning.
The styling, the attitude,
brilliant.
The way she...
I loved when Rue said, great. Even down to your shoes, the styling is perfect.
Yeah.
That is a superstar.
That's a compliment. And the fake tattoos. High
Those
marks.
Are real tattoos. Those are her tattoos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Still, great job. And last but not least, alphabetically, was Scarlett Adams in this kind of picnic...
Last but not least, alphabetically. That's funny.
Picnic vibe.
Little shorts. It was a onesie that instead of a dress, it was little shorts.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
This is reminiscent for me...
For me,
of Shea Coulee's picnic outfit, because she did chaps, not shorts.
Oh,
I feel like she probably did that a little better than this, but also I'm biased towards Shea.
We are.
I wasn't really understanding the hype they were giving this.
I agree. I thought the basket was so insanely large, but not in like a fun way. It was flat and long.
Yeah, so weird.
And she turned a fabric into a look. Was it well tailored? Yes. Was it creative? She took a picnic fabric and made a picnic look. It wasn't for me.
Was it the grapest thing I've ever seen? Maybe. She got a lot of grapes on her. Was it the greatest thing I've ever seen? No. I think we've seen greater.
Okay, look at me. Look at my eyes. 10 seconds.
No! I just had one note. During the critiques, when they were complimenting Maxi Shields' outfit, and they go, what you said, even down to your shoes, Art was standing right next to Maxi, and Art's shoes were off.
Oh, yeah.
Art took off her shoes. I love that.
Art said, she tweeted out, like, they told me that they wouldn't see my feet. I love that shit. I'd take my shoes off. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, I would take my shoes off anytime they would let me.
Yeah. So we get our top. It is Art, Maxie, and Scarlett. Mm-hmm. I agree with Art and Maxie for sure. Scarlett
was good.
It was good. It was fine. And our bottom.
Man, she's so mean. I don't like mean people.
I'm
Except for you.
Literally your best friend.
You're not mean. You're not mean.
Okay.
You just want everyone to think that.
Okay. Our bottom were Karen, Anita, and etc. for some reason. So Scarlett wins, congratulations. And then our bottom two, etc. was safe because duh. And the bottom two were Karen and Anita.
And this is where Karen from finance, she says, Karen, I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. And she goes,
A dabble do ya?
I gotta be honest, it was funny,
but
funny. It did give me very Trixie Mattel. You know, Trixie went through a dab phase, and they're friends.
They're friends. And they're enemies sometimes, but they're friends. So we get a lip sync. It was Kylie Minogue's sister, right?
Absolutely, Danny Minogue. I begin to wonder.
And I did begin to wonder, what is happening?
Again.
Karen, master lip syncer. That was good.
Yeah, Karen's got funny.
She and not only funny, but she's on beat. She would take her moments and then she'd get back into the song. Unfortunately,
Anita is wearing a gown, and as we know, a gown, same with me, hinders you.
Is that a common phrase? Even if she weren't wearing a gown.
Right.
It wasn't great. She was following the beat of her own drummer, which I think
she's
is
not
like
a drummer.
a
She's
common
a
thing for Anita.
But she got trumped.
Exactly. And, you know, they'll steal the election. Anita's storyline has been so surprising and warm, and she has been someone that none of us expected to really cheer on, and then we started to really cheer her on, and then they send her home.
They made it seem like the big thing was going to be Anita and Kita, because they're much more successful, but they're kind of like the me and you, like best friends. Right. Anita's the sidekick. Kita is mean. And
but then Anita was outperforming Kita.
And then the show made me want to, and then the show made me fall in love with Anita. And then
they just sent her home.
Sent her home. Ugh. It was so sad to see her go, but she did it with grace. She took the news.
Oh, of course.
As anybody should.
She, immediately thanked everyone with, the most sincere.
Yes.
Thoughtful.
And then she said, is it too soon to start talking about All-Stars? Which.
Well, she didn't say it like that. She said, is it too soon to start about All-Stars? You know, she always has her mouth open.
The mouth of season 1.
The mouth of season 1, we will never forget.
It's come to a close.
Yeah, close your mouth. Anita, close your mouth. The time has come. We will miss you dearly, Anita, but we cannot wait to see you on All Stars, whatever.
You better, bitch. I'm so mad that she's gone. It makes me think, cut it out. Cut it out with these weird choices. Okay, I want to say this, though. Karen from finance, she gets saved. She goes to high five Anita. She's like, just another run-of-the-mill me being saved. High five. And she goes back. Then the next scene is her crying.
She's crying, yeah.
So I don't know if we missed a lot or if Karen's very aware of...
Going from a high five to a bawling?
It was
Have you ever high-fived and then cried? Let's do it.
Not real tear. Stop. We didn't even talk about the fact that they confronted Art earlier about, did you leave the letter? It's still unclear about who left that damn letter.
She smiled and kind of giggled while she was like, it wasn't me. I think it was her.
Why would they do that and not acknowledge it?
Why did they do anything? So
I'm angry.
Thank you so much for watching Drag Race Down Under episode whatever and us doing things. Chan will absolutely be back for the next one. Do not worry.
Yeah.
We just put out our Drag Race Spain cast review.
Yes.
So excited to have that out. Sorry, what?
Yes, we will be watching and reviewing Drag Race España, so don't you worry.
Well, because I went to Barcelona, so I don't know if you know this, but I did end up going to Barcelona.
You went to Barcelona?
For about 9 days, and I really started to feel at home there. I feel like the people were really connecting with me. I was connecting with them.
Oh my God.
And it just really felt like a place that I could live. I'm not going to lie. I did think, should I just stay here? Should I just not get on the plane? But then I did have to get back and make sure that you were still breathing. I did it for you.
That was when I was watching your other dog, the one that died.
Oh yeah, she is dead. But you didn't kill her. You only kill cats. Today, All Star 6 cast was revealed.
Oh, we can't talk about it until Chan gets here.
No, we cannot talk about it. So when Chan gets back, we are going to do that video. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We love to see your likes. We love to see your subscribes. And more importantly, we love to see your comments where you critique us in a very mean way. Hi kids, sorry to interrupt the program, and I promise we will be right back after I stop talking. Alexis and I should not be allowed to do things alone. We often forget things, and by we I mean her. So we forgot completely to talk about the donation that we were able to make to Mrs. Naja's Kitchen. We asked for donations so that we could help feed these Palestinian families, and you donated. So here is our receipt for $300. Thank you so much for giving so that we were able to help. You are truly amazing and you blow us away every time. Now, since Pride Month is coming up, even though Pride isn't happening here in June, it's happening now in October. We're calling it Spooky Pride. But we still want to do something to help the LGBTQIA+ community within Chicago this month. So we thought that the organization we could give to this week is the Broadway Youth Center here in Chicago. They are a welcoming space for LGBTQIA+ youth here in Chicago who are experiencing homelessness or housing instability. So if you would like to donate to the Broadway Youth Center, you can just give to our Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Thank you again so much for being such a giving audience. We love you very much. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. By that I mean back to the Two Drunk Ladies.
And if you like what you see and you want to see more, join us over on the Patreon. Mama, we got exclusive content. We got a podcast. We got a Discord. We got lenses now. Did you know that?
Yes, I have done a couple lenses, mostly in the bathroom. Neck up.
Not lines.
Neck up. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. Chan will be back. Alexis will be in a similar dress in different colors. Goodbye. Oh.